The morning sun leaked through the old courthouse windows, cutting pale lines across the floor. The usual rhythm hummed, shuffling papers, murmured names, the steady voice of clerks. But peace never lasts long when pride walks through the door. A man in his mid-40s stomped up to the podium, eyes sharp, jaw locked. His hands trembled not from fear but from fury. He slapped a crumpled ticket onto the stand like it had personally insulted him. "I'm not paying a dime for this scam," he barked. The echo ricocheted off the marble walls. Conversation stopped mid-breath. A few phones tilted upward, hungry for spectacle. Judge Caprio looked up from his notes, expression unreadable. His glasses rested low on his nose, one hand hovering above the gavel. He didn't need to speak. Silence did the work for him. The tension grew heavy, pressing down on everyone seated inside. The defendant shifted his weight, chest heaving. "This whole thing's rigged," he muttered, voice dripping with contempt. But before another word could fly, the judge finally spoke. "Sir, you may present your case," Caprio said calmly, "but not like that." And just like that, the game began. Anger versus authority, pride versus poise. The air thickened. The man's voice rose again, cracking under its own rage. "Respectfully? That's rich. You sit up there judging people who—" Bang! The gavel hit wood like a rifle crack. Every sound in the courtroom froze midair. The scribbling of the clerk, the shifting of chairs, even the soft hum of the ceiling fan seemed to pause. "Enough," Caprio said, his tone low, deliberate. "You will not raise your voice to this court." But anger makes people deaf. The man's nostrils flared. "Why not? You think you're better than the rest of us?" The bailiff moved one step forward. The crowd stirred. Whispers flickered like static electricity. Caprio didn't flinch. "One more word in that tone," he said, "and this conversation ends with contempt charges." That's when it hit. Authority wasn't loud. It was measured, unshakable. And it didn't need to shout to be heard. The silence that followed was almost a character itself. Vast, cold, demanding attention. The man's shoulders rose and fell, his anger suddenly looking small under the weight of so many eyes. Caprio leaned back in his chair, voice quiet but sharp as glass. "Are you finished?" The defendant blinked. For the first time, he seemed to notice where he was. The seal of the court behind the judge, the officers beside him, the audience staring. "I've seen tempers destroy more than wallets," Caprio said. "They destroy reputations, opportunities, and sometimes families. Is that really the hill you want to die on? A parking ticket?" No one dared move. The words didn't just hit him, they stripped him. The man's lips parted, but no sound came out. He looked down, fists unclenching, as if finally realizing he'd been fighting shadows. He exhaled. The fight was gone. What replaced it was embarrassment. That quiet ache of knowing you crossed a line in public and couldn't rewind the tape. "Judge!" His voice cracked. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled." Caprio nodded slowly. "Apology accepted. You're not the first person who's had a bad day, but the courtroom isn't the place to let it out." The man nodded, eyes low. The audience softened too. Even the bailiff eased back, hands unclasping. Caprio continued, tone gentler now. "You came here angry about a ticket. You'll leave with something more valuable. Control. Remember that next time your temper wants to speak before you do." It wasn't about punishment anymore. It was about perspective. The courtroom exhaled together, as if everyone had learned something. When the fine was finally discussed, Caprio gave a fair adjustment. Just enough to remind, not to crush. As the man left the stand, he paused by the door. "Thank you, Your Honor," he said softly, and this time everyone could hear the sincerity. Caprio leaned back, taking a breath. He glanced toward the audience and said quietly, "Respect isn't a rule written on paper. It's a choice we make when we could do otherwise." The gavel rested, unused. Justice had already been served, not by force but by dignity. In a world where tempers flare faster than truth, Judge Caprio showed that power doesn't need volume, just composure. Because respect isn't demanded, it's earned, one calm moment at a time. True authority isn't about control, it's about restraint. If this story moved you, share it. Subscribe for more moments where real justice meets real humanity.